Hello, precious humans. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great time here. I hope you're enjoying all of my stories and videos I've been putting out there. So, you guys, I am about to share a very personal story, but I'm going to share it anyway because right now I am fine. I am okay. I'm not hot. I don't have anything against anybody. So you guys, today I'm going to tell you about the only real relationship I've ever had. Yeah, a very long term, yeah, a long term relationship, you guys. So yeah, I met this guy when I was young. He was also young, you know. I was about getting into the university, so we got along, we became friends, you know. Everything was going so smoothly. And then shortly after that, we started dating when I was in my first year in the university, and he was like in his third year in the university. So we are not even in the same city. We don't stay in the same city, you know. He stays in another city, he schools in another city, and I school in another city. So we just visit each other once in a while. I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, but I have to say it anyway. We actually dated for about 7 years. Yes, 7 whole years. And he was my first boyfriend. Yeah, so everything was going so smoothly, you know. I was in love with him, he was in love with me, or so I thought. So if you ask me, to be very honest, I would say out of the 7 years of our relationship, 3 years was genuine. Yeah, 3 years was genuine. I think everything is still going down the hill from like the fourth year, but I was oblivious because I was naive and I was young, and we don't even stay in the same city, so how am I supposed to know everything he was doing? So like from the fourth year, that was when I started seeing signs of cheating, talking to multiple girls, having so many calls from different girls most times when I go to visit, you know. And then he'll tell me, oh, they are his classmates, oh, they are his flatmates, stuff like that. So I just brush it off. So one other thing that was supposed to be a pointer for me was when he called me out of the blue and said, Annie, because my other name is Hannah. So you can either address me as Precious or as Hannah. So Hannah for short is Annie. That's what most people around here call me, Annie. So he called me out of the blue and we were together. Yeah, we were together one of these festive periods, like one of these Christmas periods. We spent it together. So he called me and he was like, just out of the blue, we're just sitting, and then he was like, Annie, you are my number one. You are my number one. Take note of that. And then he went ahead to say, oh, if I ever cheat on you, I would always come back because I know my heart belongs to you. And then I will always come back because we can be like Two-Face and an Idibia. Two-Face and an Idibia are they are celebrities here in Nigeria, and they had, you know, their relationship is very complicated. So imagine him comparing me to celebrities, as if my dynamics and their own is the same, as if my own deal breaker is the same as theirs. He knows my deal breaker, that my deal breaker is cheating and domestic violence, any form of abuse at all, especially when it has to do with cheating and domestic violence. He knew this. So when he told me that, I just felt it was just him reaffirming his love for me, you know. It didn't really ring a bell. So a couple of times I've received some kind of messages from girls, and I will show it to him. I'll be like, why is this girl texting me? Like, how did she even get my number? He'll be like, oh, these are just crazy girls. He just gives me excuses, makes up stories and stuff like that, and I would just buy it because I had nothing in mind. And thinking about it now, I felt so stupid and so foolish because I was just dating only him. Like my morals, my home training, and my personality wouldn't even allow me to give other guys attention, which was very stupid of me, you know. So then eventually I went for a compulsory 1 year service here, which is called NYSC. And it was at that point everything just surfaced. I mean, you can't lie forever. I mean, you can't sweep dirt under the carpet for a very long time. Like, for how long and how many, what quantity of dirt can you actually sweep under the carpet and then you still expect the carpet to be flat? Do you understand? At some point it's not going to be possible. Nothing can be hidden under the sun for a very long time. Nothing. So during my service year, that was when everything just, everything blew. This particular girl was, she was, I don't know, I don't know if I would say she was a desperado. I don't know if I would say she was cray. Like, I don't even know. She started texting me, she started messaging me when she was having a clash with another of his girlfriend. So apparently he introduced me to this particular girl as his cousin. Do you get? And then introduced the girl to me as his cousin. So even when I called his sister at some point, I'm like, do you have so cousin? She said no, that she doesn't, but maybe she's just a friend or something. Like, man, I was very, very, like, I was too naive. I mean, for so many months, I blamed myself for so many reasons, because I was actually seeing the red flags, but I just could not bring myself to believe that this was actually happening to me, you know. So, because if I had listened to some of the things I was seeing, and if I had followed my guts, I wouldn't have actually, it wouldn't have gotten to this extent, you know. I would have cut it off a very long time ago. So it was when this guest had a clash with another of his girlfriend or two of his other girlfriends that she called me and started complaining to me as his cousin. That was when I knew, oh my goodness, this is actually happening. This is actually happening. So I called him instantly and I'm like, look, this is what XYZ is telling me. What is going on? He goes to say, oh, no. This guy said sending me messages, sending me the messages between them, how long they've been dating, what she has done for him. Apparently she has terminated pregnancies for him. So she sent me all of those things, and this guy was still lying, looked me in my eyes and was still lying that she was making up these stories. You guys, it was at that point I knew everything is over. Everything is over. So I ended the relationship. It was very hard. When I mean hard, it was hard because at that point we were planning to get married. His family knew my family knew his family. I mean, all of his family members, they adore me. His mom, oh my god, I didn't meet his father. The first year we started dating was when he lost his father, but the mom, that woman adores me. His sisters, his brothers, men, they love me. So I just felt at home, but I wasn't even looking at all those things. At the point, the mom called me, his elder brothers abroad called me, his elder sisters, they called me. They just kept talking to me, consoling me, and told them, man, I am done, because this is beyond what I can take. So that was how I broke off the relationship, and it wasn't easy. I wouldn't even try to lie. It was not easy. It was so devastating because I had lots of opportunities to meet other guys, to meet other men. So he was there making up stories, telling my mom that I was being very promiscuous. I was because he was trying to cover up for himself, you know. He was just telling lies upon lies to cover up lies. But because my mom knows the kind of person I am, she never listened to him for one day, you know. So it was at that point I mean, precious, you really have to take a bow. You have to start all over. It's better, a broken engagement is better than a broken marriage. If you must marry, you will marry right. So I borrowed myself sense and I left. And this guy won't let me rest, you guys. He kept texting me with different numbers. He kept calling me. At a point, there was one day he came to my house at night and I told my mom, I said, Mommy, this guy is not going to stay in this house. He has to look for somewhere else. My mom had to beg me. He passed the night. Early morning, I woke him. I said, Gaia, come and start going. This place is not for you. He left. So he started calling me, texting me. I kept blocking his numbers. I mean, he has bought more than 10 numbers and I don't even care. I kept blocking every number he calls me with, both on WhatsApp, on Facebook. He kept using different usernames, different accounts to message me. I kept blocking. I wasn't even looking at him. Like, I just knew I was done. You guys, why am I sharing these stories? Most times men feel like most times some men, not all men, some men feel like it's a man's word. So whatever they do, a woman is supposed to take it. Like, you're not supposed to complain, because they feel like they are the head, so you should submit to them. They don't know that submission comes naturally. The way you treat a woman is how the way you treat your woman reflects on you. You treat her good, she gives you her best. You show her love, she showers you with love. It's just a natural thing. You don't have to beg for it. But most of these men, they feel like they can dish anything and give to you, and you're not supposed to just look. You close your eyes and you eat it because they are men. No, not me and 1 million other women, because I know there are women that will do what I did 1 million times over. So he tried everything possible to make sure he gets back. Nah, it wasn't working. He called my mom. I mean, you know, it was so crazy that these girls would call my mom, my own mother. They will call my mother and threaten my mother. They will call me and threaten me. So I called off the relationship, and he kept calling me, texting me different numbers. Nah, I was done. So I took that time to focus on myself. I took that time to develop myself. I wasn't even looking for relationships. I took that time to study myself. I took that time to heal, because it took me time to heal, because I blamed myself for so many reasons. I blamed myself for so many months, for so many years. I kept blaming myself, you know. But eventually I healed. I hated him, let me not even lie, but I healed. I forgave him. I understood that he is human, and I also understood that as a Christian I am supposed to forgive as much as I can. So I forgave him and I moved on. One of the ways I got to know that I had forgiven him was, initially when he calls me, I feel this rage, I feel this anger in me. I would just blow off, and I would just talk to him aggressively, you know, and I would just pour everything out on him. I would be so mad at him. That was how I knew I was still very mad. But when I knew I had forgiven him was when I felt this calmness and peace. Whenever he calls me with different number and I take the call, of course I can recognize his voice, I would just smile. I was no longer raged. I no longer shouted at him. I just told him calmly, you have to stop calling me. Or sometimes after once I hear his voice, I would just drop the call. So yeah, you guys, that was just how it's been. So for a very long time I've not heard from him, and I don't even bother to hear from him until 2 days ago, when I received a call in my phone, and it was a private number, which means he knew I was going to block that same number, or whatever number he used in calling me. So he hid the number and called me. So it appeared on my screen, on my phone screen, as private number. So there's no way I can block it. So all I did was to ignore the call. That same night he messaged me on WhatsApp, lots and lots of messages. This is after how many years? After more than 5 years of breaking up with him. He sent me lots of messages and voice notes. I never read any of the voice notes. The messages, I saw them, but I never replied. But I know one of the things he said was he knows I loved him passionately, and right now I hate him passionately, and I'm the best thing that has ever happened to him. I'm the only one that understands him. I'm the only good thing he has. He wants to build his world around me. He's no longer getting younger. What does that have to do with me? Whether you're getting old, you're getting younger. I mean, I'm not getting younger either. So, oh God, how is it my business that you're not getting younger? So, like, he's not getting younger. He needs to build his world around me. Oh, we need to get married. He's not a better man. The man I wanted him to be is what he is now. All that blah, 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 blah. I didn't want to give him the time of the day, so I sent him this message you're seeing right here on my screen, and instantly I blocked him. You guys, I blocked him, and honestly I was not mad, but I have told myself that this is the last time I would actually give him audience. Yeah, so he knew from the onset that what he did was a deal breaker for me, but he felt me because I was in love with him, so I was just going to take anything from him. Nah, not this woman right here, not me, not when I know that God has the perfect man for me. My perfect match is out there, so I'm not going to settle for less. So yeah, that is what's up with my relationship status recently. So yeah, an ex is trying to come back now. An ex will always be an ex. An ex will always remain an X. An X will always remain an X, especially in my book. There's no compromise. Yes. So you guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you watched to this point, thank you. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Remember to be kind, and also remember to stay safe. Ciao. Love you. Thank you for your support, you guys, and then see you in my next video.